Hey, here's YouTube version of Jimmy's trivia. Um, let's get started. Rules same as ever. First category, in the news, 5 stuff that's happened since last week. Here's your first question. In a UK poll last week, what famous person was voted the person most equipped to lead the world in the face of an alien invasion, beating out the likes of Will Smith, Tom Cruise, and others? Question 2, what movie recently became the highest grossing film of all time, surpassing Avengers Endgame after it was re-released in China? Question 3. Tirath Singh Rawat, the Chief Minister of the Indian state of Uttarakhand, received backlash from women around the world after he made remarks disparaging the wearing of what type of clothing by Indian women. Question 4. What American snack food company this week announced that they would give a free tasty treat to anyone who went to one of their locations and offered proof of having been vaccinated? And your last in the news question. Last week it was confirmed that so much footage of a 1990s family classic exists that was unused, so much of it being improvised by the now deceased star that there may soon be an R-rated version released for viewing. Of what 1993 classic movie is this? Okay, next category is called science fiction. This is all about science fiction, either movies or television. Here's your first question. What 1951 American sci-fi film is about an alien visitor to Earth who is doing his best to save humanity from itself but is met with typical human obfuscation before the iconic phrase Klaatu Baradu Nikto sets the endgame in motion? Question 7. What popular sci-fi character is from the planet Gallifrey? Question 8. What early 2000s sci-fi TV show from creator Joss Whedon lasted only a single season but received such a passionate following after cancellation that it eventually received a full-length movie called Serenity to conclude the story? Question 9. Classic sci-fi movies Blade Runner, Total Recall, and Minority Report are all inspired by the works of what author? And question 10. What organization are Rond Vidar, Yalan Gur, and Hal Jordan members of? Okay, your next category is called Sports History. First question. For what achievement is Englishman Roger Bannister best known? Question 12. Jack Nicklaus has the most PGA Major Championship victories of all time with 18. He achieved this title when he won his 12th major. From who did he take this record? Question 13. In what city was the first modern Olympic Games held in 1896? Question 14. What number have I blanked out in this image below? And your last question in sports history. Babe Ruth ended his storied baseball career as the all-time home run leader with 714 dingers, a record that stood until Hank Aaron broke it in 1974 to the nearest 100. When Babe Ruth set the record himself, how many home runs did the previous leader have? Okay, next category is called cars. I'm going to give you the names of 2 types of car. You just have to tell me who the manufacturer is. Here you go, your first one, Escort and Fusion. Question 17, you have Crosscheck and Impreza. 18, you have Cayenne and Panamera. 19, Passat and Tiguan. And your last one, and your last question for round 1 is Clio and Megane. Okay, that's the end of round 1. Let's do the answers. In the news, so the person voted most equipped to lead the world in the face of an alien invasion was Arnold Schwarzenegger. The movie that is once again the highest grossing film of all time is Avatar. Tirath Singh Rawat made disparaging comments about women wearing ripped jeans. If you have ripped jeans, you get 2 points. Jeans is a single point. For the American snack food company, that's Krispy Kreme. And the last one, there may soon be an R-rated release of Mrs. Doubtfire. Sci-fi. This American sci-fi film is called The Day the Earth Stood Still. The character who's from Gallifrey, that's the Doctor. This TV show is called Firefly. All these movies are inspired by the works of Philip K. Dick, and these three people are in the Green Lantern. Sports. Englishman Roger Bannister was the first to run a 4-minute mile. Jack Nicklaus took the record for most championships from Walter Hagen. The first Olympic Games was in Athens. This number is 100. It is the number of points that Wilt Chamberlain scored. And this next question is also, the answer is 100. That was just a coincidence. Cars, Escort and Fusion, that is Ford. Crosstrek and Impreza, I have an Impreza, that's Subaru. Cayenne and Panamera is Porsche. Passat and Tiguan are Volkswagen, and Clio and Megane, this is a toughie, it's Renault. Okay, let's move on to round number 2. Your first category is called Spotlight India. 5 questions about India. Your first question, what is the capital city of India? Question 2, in the traditional Indian caste system, what is the name given to the top caste, which are typically the clergy and intellectuals? Question 23, what is depicted at the center of the Indian flag? Question 24, in what month of the year is Indian Independence Day, celebrating the nation's independence from the UK in 1947? And your last question about India, in the Hindu religion, which god is also known as the Destroyer? Next category is called Doctor Who. This is 5 questions about doctors. Your first one, what American doctor and Olympic gold medal winning rower influenced several generations of parents-to-be with his best-selling book, Baby and Child Care? Question 27, what TV doctor and advocate for alternative medicine is set to be a guest host for Jeopardy this week? Question 28. What Canadian doctor from Gravenhurst, Ontario, and early advocate for socialized medicine rose to international prominence for his work as a frontline trauma surgeon for the communist forces in both the Spanish Civil War and in China during World War II? Question 29. Virginia Agpar, an American physician, is best known as the developer of the Agpar score. At what stage in someone's life would the Agpar score be calculated? And question 30. The Doctor travels through time and alternate dimensions in his ship, the TARDIS. For 1 point, what does TARDIS stand for? And for another point, what does the TARDIS look like from the outside? Okay, your next category is tourist attractions. I'm going to show you an image of a popular tourist attraction. You just have to tell me in which country it is. Here's your first. What country? Next one. Number 3. Number 4. And the last one, this is a province. What province is this? Canadian province, obviously. Okay, your last category in round number 2 is the word trail. In this category, the last 2 letters of one answer, when reversed, will be the first 2 letters of the next answer. Here's your first clue. The last name of a devotee of Jesus Christ and the first person to see him after his resurrection. 37. A leafy vegetable belonging to the genus Caicorium that includes several similar bitter-leafed vegetables. Question 38. The star of the TV show Westworld. Question 39. A principle presented for acceptance or belief, often religious or political. In question 40, an X-ray picture of the brain. Okay, that's the end of round number 2. Let's look at the answers. India, capital city of India is New Delhi. The top caste in the caste system, they are called the Brahmin. Center of the Indian flag is a wheel. Indian Independence Day is in August, and God who's known as the Destroyer is Shiva. Doctors, so this doctor, Baby and Childcare, that's from Benjamin Spock. TV doctor set to host Jeopardy, that's Dr. Oz. This doctor is named Norman Bethune. Virginia Agpar, the Agpar score would be calculated at the time of birth. And this one, the Dr. TARDIS stands for time and relative dimension in space, and it looks like a police box, which is a thing. So this is the Sydney Opera House, obviously in Sydney, Australia. This is Mount Kilimanjaro, which is in Tanzania. This is a tribute to Victor Emmanuel. It's in Rome, so it's Italy. This is in Indonesia. And your last one, this is Signal Hill, which is in Newfoundland. Word trail, so last name, first person to see Jesus after his resurrection, Mary Magdalene. Take the EN, leafy vegetable, that's endive. So you get EV. The star of TV show Westworld is Evan Rachel Wood. Principle presented for acceptance or belief, that's a doctrine. And the last one, X-ray picture of the brain, it's encephalogram. Which I might have misspelled there. Okay, let's move on to the last round. Your first category is called TV Presidents. I'm going to name you a TV character who was president of the United States in a TV show. You just have to tell me what that show is. Here's your first one, David Palmer. Next you have Josiah Bartlett. I think I misspelled that. It's supposed to be Bartlett. Then we have Tom Kirkman. Selena Meyer. And the last one, Fitzgerald Thomas Grant III. Okay, your next category is called DIY, do it yourself. This is all about construction. Here's your first question. Where would you find a scupper? Your roof or your basement? Question 47. What is the name of this type of tool pictured below? Question 48. What would be the purpose of adding baffles to your attic? Question 49. What are these items pictured below? Something you would use to prevent water leaking and something volatile people might blow. And your last question in this category, what is the benefit of using galvanized steel? Okay, next we have general knowledge. Here's your first question. What does the word "olid" mean? Is it smelling extremely unpleasant, a type of facial tic common in high-stress individuals, or a symbol used in the Cyrillic alphabet? Question 52. The dumbest people in a room thinking they are the smartest, or more formally, people with low ability in a task overestimating their ability in that task, is better known as what? Question 53. What is this type of hat pictured below, described as having a short brim which is angled down at the front and slightly turned up at the back? Question 54. According to the FDA handbook, how many maggots are considered acceptable in a can of mushrooms? Is it 5, 10, or 20? And your last general knowledge, chartreuse is a color between yellow and what other color? Okay, 3-pointers. Here are your 3-pointers. What 3 clubs currently sit atop the standings of the English Premier League? Question 57. Other than Batman and Superman, name any 3 of the Justice League members featured in the movie of the same name. Question 58. What are the names of the first 3 and only studio albums released by Adele? 59. 3 verified oldest living people in the world, all of whom are women, one born in 1903, the other 2 in 1904, were born in what 3 countries? It's 3 different countries. And your last question. Who were the last 3 leaders of the Soviet Union? Okay, that's the end of the questions. Let's get to the answers. So David Palmer, it was from 24. Josiah Bartlett is from the West Wing. Tom Kirkman, he's the designated survivor. Selena Myers from Veep, and Fitzgerald Thomas Grant III is from Scandal. DIY, a scupper you would find on your roof. It looks like this. This is a hacksaw. Adding baffles to your attic would improve the airflow. And this is a gasket. And galvanized steel is rust proof or waterproof. Same, either is fine. General OLED means smelling extremely unpleasant. Dumbest people in the room thinking they're the smartest is the Dunning-Kruger effect. This hat is a trilby, but if you put fedora, give yourself half a point. In the FDA handbook, you can have 20 maggots in a can of mushrooms, and chartreuse is yellow and green. 3-pointers, the top 3 teams in the EPL right now are Man City, Man United, and Leicester. Other than Batman and Superman, Justice League is formed of Aquaman, Wonder Woman, The Flash, and Cyborg. Adele's studio albums are all named for the age she was when they were released, so they are 19, 21, and 25. Oldest living people in the world are from Japan, France, and Brazil. And the last 3 leaders of the Soviet Union were Mikhail Gorbachev, Konstantin Chernenko, and Yuri Andropov. Okay, that's trivia for this week. Hope you had fun.